Yes, Instagram. Hello, hello, beautiful people. Another Saturday evening is here again. One of my favorite time. Hello, hello, hello. I didn't send a reminder today. I was very busy. So let's see who's going to remember Parenting Essential. All right. Hello, hello is here again. It's another Saturday evening. Another beautiful one indeed. Fruitful, blessed day. I believe your day was wonderful. And if not, never give up. Never ever give up. Because surely you will smile. You will smile. All right, it's Parenting Essential again, and it's coming to you from the Vision Guide. So if you are there and you can hear me clearly, just say hello and let me know that you can hear me. I always like to know if you can hear me because I had cases in the past that I was just talking and I was not aware I could be heard. So I like to always get that feedback that you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. My name is Oyelayo. If you're seeing my face for the very first time, and this comes to you every Saturday evening, it is called Parenting Essential. Strictly for those who are intentional or who want to be intentional in their parenting. We have treated quite a number of topics that I believe it will worth your time if you're just joining this platform, that you can go back and check some of this video that are going to help you, especially if you're struggling in your parenting. We have treated quite a number of topics that will be of help to you. All right, and last week I started another topic. Last week, challenges in parenting. So last week was just kind of a foundation, introduction, a kind of reminder of what parenting is and the factors that is affecting our parenting. So I'm just back now again to go deeper in this topic, challenges in parenting. So I just want you to let me know if you can hear me clearly. And if you're there, just say hi to Oye. I would love to know that you are there and you can also hear me. And we get started. Let's get started. Let me know if you can hear me. Let's talk more about challenges in parenting. If you were not here last week, just go ahead and search the video immediately after the broadcast. And that's kind of a foundation. It's a lot of reminder that we did. Because sometimes we are forgotten what parenting entails or what is parenting. So I started on that note last week, reminding us what parenting is. And I spoke about the factors that affects our parenting. So today I'll be going deeper in this topic, challenges in parenting. So if you don't mind, you can just invite somebody and say, oh yeah, he's here again. And let's talk about challenges in parenting. Just a moment, please. All right. Very good. Okay. All right. Challenges in parenting. I said something very important last week. I said parenting is not an easy task. It's not child's play. We have a lot of things going wrong in the life of children today because children are becoming mothers. At the same time, parenting does not determine, a good parent does not determine that, but it's not about age. However, your knowledge, your preparation. But parenting involves a lot of work. So it is very important for you to be ready. You have to be ready before you become a parent. You have to be ready. We're not talking about financial readiness only. There are so many readiness that you have to do to become a parent. Psychological readiness is there. The financial aspect is there. You have to just be ready. Not just I want to just become a parent. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And that is why I'm bringing on this topic of challenges in parenting. And I gave so many names, so many synonyms for parenting last week. So when you hear me say child's rearing, we are still talking about parenting. There are quite a number of names that we can call parenting, or parenting is called. One of it is the fathering, the mothering, child rearing, nursing, and many more. So when we talk about child rearing, it is not an easy task. It is not an easy task because you have to understand your roles and responsibilities. So today I'll go ahead and start with, why is parenting difficult? Why do you think parenting is difficult? If you're there and you have an idea, can you just let me know Why do you think the parenting is difficult? That is if you agree. It's not a joke, I tell you. And this time around, I'm not just talking about the theoretical aspect. I am blessed with two, and I know what parenting entails. This is just not about being a teacher or a coach. So I know the practical aspect of it. So why do you think parenting is difficult? Why is parenting difficult? Why is it challenging? Why there are so many reasons. We have countless reasons that brings about challenges and difficulties in parenting. I'll just be bringing out some things that we don't pay attention to, things that we don't pay attention to that is giving us challenges in our parenting. However, before I go on to that, most parents agree that taking care of a child and his daily needs is not a joke. It is not a joke. It can be physically and emotionally exhausting. Parenting can be physically and emotionally exhausting. And that's why I said in most of my videos that also as parents, we have to have time to take care of ourselves only. Also, not just taking care of our children over and over again. Sometimes we need the time to pause and give back to our body. Like for me, for example, I am the kind of person that I can actually forget myself totally. So when I'm talking about this, I'm also talking to myself. It is very important for us. Even sometimes for me to go to the salon, I will go next week, because I'm busy with too many things, the children, the family, the assignment, everything, So we can be so busy and we can be so exhausted. So it is very important for us as intentional parents to get a moment, to take a moment to be intentional in taking care of ourselves, giving back to ourselves. Because when we are exhausted, when we are not giving back, when we break down, I always say things to people and to myself that this body is the same body that will take care of those children. So if you don't take care of myself, I don't take care of myself, or you don't take care of yourself, and you break down, the same children you're trying to run around for, nobody will be there for them. If we break down, or God forbid somebody died, these children that you don't want them to do anything, or you don't want, or you think you want to do everything for them, nobody will be there. They'll face it. So it is always good for us to know this point and take a moment. Okay, today, just for myself, I'm going to the spa. I just want to go to the spa. I'll go for my massage. I'll go for my pedi and everything. It's not going to be every time, I agree. We don't have that time. But we should be intentional in that moment. Okay, daddy, you are in charge today. Daddy, take care of the children today. Because I know when we talk about parenting, especially most African people, it's more to the moms. If you agree with me, you will know that mommies are doing more work. I respect the single fathers. Well done, you're doing a great job. However, the ratio of the work that the mothers are putting into parenting is much more. I know we have some super daddies, and I say, well done. So sometimes you take shit. Daddy's going to be in charge today. Mommy just want to rest. Mommy just want to hang out. Mommy just want to. I know it's not going to happen every time, but sometimes be intentional. So also give daddy a break sometimes. Let daddy also relax without being bothered with the children. It's very important for us to do these things to stay healthy, to have a sound mind, and to ensure our emotional stability and everything, our mental health. We have to ensure these things are in place. It is very, very important. It is very important. So why is parenting challenging or difficult? Or why are the reasons? One of the major reasons I put down that parenting is challenging is because of parenting reality and expectation. Your reality and expectation. When we talk about reality and expectation, there's a huge gap between it. And I'll be breaking it down quickly. Your reality, your expectation. You might have done a lot of preparation during the period of pregnancy. Maybe read books, get all the necessary things for the children, read books, understand the stages of these stages is going to happen to the child. Another stages is that those are what? Expectation. But that is far different from your reality. So there is no amount of preparation that you can do during pregnancy that will amount or that will equal to the reality of the emotional the emotional aspect, the realistic aspect of parenting. Nothing can get you ready for that emotional and realistic side of parenting. Am I saying, oh yeah, so we should not read a book? No, I'm not saying that. It is good for you to read. It is good for you to learn from people, families and friends. You learn from how they're doing it. How am I going to handle the baby? It is very good. It is even good for you to help out However, nothing of this, it can, of course, there's a little readiness, but the reality aspect is until you have your own child, when you are holding your own bundle of joy, that is when the reality is going to be fully done on you. So when we talk about reality and preparation or expectation, it is far, far apart. And this is one of the major reasons that people are having challenges in parenting. I read books. I studied this. I know what should happen during the early stage. I know what should happen when they're babies, when they are infants. But yet, I don't understand why why I'm not getting it. Because this is now reality, it's not book. A lot of people do, I know, I understand, I read it's good. But don't work yourself up when your reality is not looking like your expectation. There is always a work in progress. We have to be work in progress. We have to be patient with ourselves to understand the unique child, to understand, especially first-time moms, to understand how this thing is being done. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the challenges. Why is parenting difficult? Or what is bringing about challenges in parenting? And I think this is one of the major things. When you're too confident, like I know, I read all the books, I did this, I did that, and your baby is here and you don't know why you're struggling. So it's very important for you to know that they are far apart. And it will always be like that because this is your first time you are holding your own child. So don't beat yourself down. Relax. Don't work yourself up. Don't feel bad about these things because the book you read, it is not the reality. It can prepare you psychologically, mentally, and give you some strength. But holding your baby is going to check your full understanding. So struggling in parenting, what brings about struggling? Why do parents struggle? One of the major reasons why parents struggle is too high expectation. As a parent, we should have expectation on our children, of course. That is vision. Vision comes with expectation. I want to have a child by the grace of God, by 4 years, 2 years, 3 years, my child should be able to read fluently. At this particular time, my child will be able to pray. This expectation, it's fine. That is totally okay because that comes under our vision. And as an intentional parent, visionary is a must. However, if we have too high expectation, it can be damaging for you as a parent. It can bring about anxiety and stress. Expectation is good, but too high. You see, I'm not even saying high expectation. Too high expectation. You can work yourself out. You're already thinking in your head. You read a book before. A child at 6 months is walking, and at 8 months they're walking. And this is your expectation of your own child. And now you are holding your own child. Your child is not even walking at 1. Oh, you already walk. You want to see a doctor. You want to see a pastor. I am not saying don't be intentional or pay attention to details. These things are very, very sensitive. Because if you're not careful, we are going to get it twisted. I am not saying we should be a careless parent. However, ensure that your expectations are not too high because the damage is going to be on you as a parent, either father or mother. Our expectations on our growing glory, our children, must be and should be realistic. That brings us back to the uniqueness in every child. I've seen a child walking at 6 months. I've seen a child 7 months rather. I've seen a child working at 13 months, 15 months, and all of them are perfectly okay. Imagine a child who worked at 15 months and the mom already have an expectation that I want my child to work at 6 months or 7 months. So the rest of the month, between 7 to 13 months, that means the mother will be so stressed, go to see doctors, specialists, counselors, therapists. So we should ensure these things are in place. No too high expectation, bearing in mind that the children are unique. The one you saw with your friend is your friend's child, and there is a particular thing that is unique to that child. Even your own children, maybe you have your own first child, and that one is talking at 8 months and is already working at 7 months, and you have another baby, and this one is struggling to work at 13 months. It is not a problem. So you have to ensure that expectation is per child, not too high, but realistic. Because social media, especially these days, is one of our major problems. Social media has given us a picture perfect in parenting. They are giving us a picture perfect, showing you baby who is working this, baby who is doing this, their children, but they are not showing you the challenging part of parenting. If there's one major thing that is affecting parenting today, is social media. And when we pay attention to these things too much, it's problem. They are not going to tell you the work they put in or the struggles of that child they are showing you. They're just showing you the picture perfect. You are there in your house and say, oh my God, am I a good mother? What am I doing with my own children? You better relax and take a deep breath. They are not going to show you the challenges, what they went through, and the challenges that that particular child is struggling with. So if you are not sensitive, you just give yourself unnecessary hypertension. So social media is just giving us picture perfect, not showing us the reality or talk about how hard parenting can be. Another thing that is making parenting difficult is feeling judged. Many times we feel judged. This is a very, very broad aspect. And I will say first that many times when we feel judged by others, it's not because they are actually or really judging us. This point, you might not even find it anywhere. They are not actually judging us. They might sincerely want to help us out or guiding us through, but because of our state of mind, that is why we have to have a sound mind. Somebody is telling you, please adjust your baby's head. Hold on, Instagram. I just want to change my mic. Facebook is not hearing. Hello, can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me now. I'm changing my mic on Facebook. Facebook, can you hear me? Can you hear me now on Facebook? Please let me know before I continue. Thank you so much, Sister Wumi. God bless you. God bless you. All right. I'm not sure where I stopped, but we're just talking about being judged by people. That a whole lot of people actually want to show us love. They actually want to show. I hope Instagram can hear me. All right, thank you. All right, so they want to show us love. They're genuine. But because we have that state of mind that I don't know what to call that now. So when somebody say anything, we are too defensive. We suspect everything around us, and you feel everybody's judging you. At just the end of the baby, Now they're telling me I'm not doing it well. No, they are sincerely telling you to adjust the head of the baby. However, I mentioned, I don't know, maybe you heard that part before, that some people are truly want to judge you. They want to see what you know. They want to say, okay, you've been teaching this, you've been talking, let's see your children and see the results. So feeling judged is one of the major challenge. It's one of the things that make parenting difficult. When you feel judged by others. So we have to ensure that, and one of the secret of you not feeling judged, especially when you get that look. Let's talk about the super moms that have specially abled children. Those who are specially abled children, maybe ODD, HDAD, autism, Down syndrome, whatever it is. You are a super dad and super mom, and I give you all the kudos and the great work you're doing. So when you get that work outside, maybe like your ODD now comes with a lot of tantrums, and your child is having, the child rather, is having this bad tantrum outside, and people are really judging you by their look. So you can actually tell what they are asking you from their expression. What sort of mother is this? Why are you not taking care of your child? Meanwhile, in some of the situations, you are supposed to look away because you are teaching a particular skill. But how many people will you explain yourself to? So people will always judge. However, if you feel you are in that category and you are feeling so terrible about the look, say to yourself, I can't read their mind. It's not about me. You to look away. I made a video before and I've said this particular point severally, that you go to the mall, you are teaching your child that when we go to the mall, we buy what we need to buy, not because you want to pick everything. That's why we have spoiled children everywhere today, because parents, we don't want to be judged. It's okay. Set your mind and say, that person is not looking at me or not talking to me. Don't forget, we are talking about the future of your own children. You need to teach these skills regardless of how somebody is looking at you. So you say to yourself over and again, I can't read their mind. I'm not a mind reader. That's not for me. And you concentrate. Look at the brighter side. This is for my own growing glory, my child's betterment, my child's tomorrow. Think whatever you want to think. It's okay. Don't, because of the judgmental look or what the judgment you get from friends and family or strangers, spoil your child. Don't spoil your child. So we have to be intentional. I know that the feeling of judgment is one of the major reasons that is making parenting difficult. But help yourself by saying, that look is not for me. I cannot read her mind. I can't read his mind. It's not for me. You just look away, concentrate. The future of your child. I need to do this for my child. For my child. Forget about their look. Forget about what they say. But we are talking about what is making parenting difficult or challenging. I've spoken about parenting reality and expectation, struggling in parenting, and now I've talked about briefly about social media and the effect giving us perfect picture perfect, and they are not showing us the challenging part of parenting. And now I'm talking about feeling judged, the look we get. Sometimes they are not even judging, but it's just in our head. We feel judged already. They are not trying to judge us, but we feel judged. So we should be careful about these things. And when we continue as a parent, it will make you feel incompetent. When you let this feeling overrule you, you become incompetent. Apart from feeling incompetent, you will actually become that thing that you think. You feel you are not good enough. I'm not a good mother. I am not a good father, because you have gotten that feeling from people over and again. And hence, it will affect your child. And that can lead to a feeling of shame with time as your child grows. So when we are doing these things, we have to ensure that we are on the safe side. Forget about people. Don't worry. When it comes to parenting, you have to forget about people. As long as you're sure that you know what you're doing. I'm not saying use your child as practical, because I've said this before. I need to know what I'm doing. I'll forget about people and you are doing the error. That's not what I'm saying. You are not sure of what you're doing. You want to learn from your child. You don't mind if you make mistakes that can destroy your child's future. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you are sure that this is what is best for your child, and you still get that look from people. Forget about it. You can't read their mind. Forget about the look. Concentrate on your child. If not, it will make this journey of parenting challenging and very difficult. So be ensured, forget about the look, forget about what they say, forget about the body language, and concentrate on your duty as parent, concentrate on the future of your child. All right, so note, one of the major challenges in parenting is to watch your child struggle. I said a child is having tantrum. And at that time, maybe you've spoken to a specialist, you have spoken to a therapist, that this is a way of your child seeking for attention. And in that case, you really need to look away from that child. You really need to give less attention, because if you give attention, you are reinforcing the habit. The moment we are reinforcing our child's negative habit, we are giving them the ticket of doing it over and again. That brings me to the point I'm saying now. It is very difficult to look away. However, we have to do it. Watching our child struggle without stepping in to fix the thing for them, it is very challenging. We always want to step in, but we should always remember, this is not about you. It's about the future of your child. If I step in now because my child is crying, you are destroying that growing glory. Don't play super mom so that you don't cry in future. Don't play that superhero daddy, because that child himself or herself will blame you. Let the child cry. I said before, and I'm going to say it again, crying is a sign of my life. If that child did not cry at the hospital at birth, the child will not be given to you, because there is no sign that this child is living. So if you have a type that gets moved by because your child is crying, help yourself, mommy and daddy. It's a sign of I am alive, I am here to learn. Don't forget that these children are blank slate. They came naked just the same way we came as parents. They are blank slate. Nothing, no idea. They came empty. Our job as parent is to write on this blank slate what we want to see. No child is difficult. Every child is teachable. The process might be challenging per child. The process of one might be different from another. It might be tiring for you, but the child is teachable. So we should ensure that when our child is struggling, even though we can render support or help them out or give them idea on how they can handle the situation, we should not always step in. Don't always step in. They will not grow like that. They will not always step in. That we should not always step in, rather. So just know it's for the betterment of your child. Parenting issues that are challenging. What are the parenting issues that are challenging? We've said quite a number. We've said things that are making our parenting to be challenging. That look, I cannot forget. The social media idea, I cannot forget. So you should keep these things to you and know how to move away from it. The reality and expectation, and which is one of the major things. This is my reality. This is my expectation. Parenting issues that are challenges is how to parent the child you have. I'm talking about expectation and reality. So now you have a child. One of the issues we face as parents is, how can I parent this particular child? Not the one I think I will have before birth. Did you get that? Am I making sense to you? How will I parent the child that I have? Not the one I imagined before birth. No parent is praying for difficult children. However, I have seen difficult children. I have worked with difficult children, so I know, even though we believe in God, we pray a lot, there are some things that I just need to say the way it is so that we get it. There are difficult children, and none of us is praying for that. However, there are children who are difficult for their parents. So for those who have difficult children like this, the issue now comes to the reality of parents. How will I handle this particular child? Not the one I imagined. The moment we are dealing with that child like the one we imagined before birth, there will always be an issue in our parenting. We have to handle that child, the one we can see, not our imagination, not just our expectation. I just hope I'm making sense on that particular point. So bring back to expectation, what you expected, what you have in your hand. We can't kill our children, we can't throw them away. When it happened like that, that means we have job to do. That means God has trusted you that you can, if you believe in God, that God trusted you that this one you can handle it. And our job is to model, to fix, to shape our children to what it is expected of them. So we should know that. We should know that. It is not about what we imagine. It is not about what we imagine, especially for super mom that I mentioned earlier. Those one with the especially able children. Sometimes, when it's not expected or they are not ready, nobody is ready for such. I just pray for strength for them. It is always very difficult to understand the daily challenge of a child. So it becomes a struggle every day. It becomes a struggle, draining battle. Because you're talking to this one, is not responding. You think that child is stubborn. Meanwhile, there is a challenge. So these are the issues that parents face. The one you have, not the one you expected. So we should know. Because when we continue like this, then it becomes about questions in our head. I'm not expecting this. Is this what motherhood is all about? Is this what fatherhood is all about? Is this what I'm supposed to be? Is this what, I didn't sign up for this. I've seen parents that are tired. We should pray for each other. Some parents are actually tired of being a parent. So we can't run away from this truth. It's not because we want to be negative, but this is just reality of some people. And what we can do is to support them. If you don't know how to support them, please don't give them the feeling of being judged by their look. Staring at them in the mall, staring at them. No, they are working hard. They are not sleeping. They are doing their best. If you can help, help. If you cannot help, please look away. So that you don't constantly remind them of how they are not capable to be a parent. You don't leave questions on their mind. I did not sign up for this. Is this what it's all about? Is this all I've been expecting with this joy and everything? And I'm tired now? Please, let's know that. Let's know that. So, to allow your child experience pain of natural consequences, this is another issue. I'm talking about the issues that are challenging in parenting. Issues that are challenging in parenting. It is very, very difficult for almost all of us to allow our children to face natural consequences. We just want to step in for them. They want to fall, we want to step in for them. Most especially when they have been warned. You've taught them these things. Human being naturally, we learn by trials and errors. Time up. We learn by trials and errors, even as an adult. Sometimes we are not sure of what we're doing, but we want to do it to check. How is this thing like? So also children, they learn a lot by trial, error. So when we teach them sometimes, don't go there or don't do like this, it's not because they want to be disobedient, but they want to try it. But for us, it's very difficult for us to let them face the natural consequence. So we need to know that sometimes, as long as it's reasonable risks, let them face it. Don't run there. You told your child, don't go there. There is a cage. Don't go there. This can happen to you. And you know it's not something that can really hurt your child. And you said it over and again. Your child still want to try. Please let your child try. Don't just step in. Oh, I will. No, but you told the child. The child will never learn. I'm not telling you to take risk. Reasonable risk, fine. But let them face the natural consequence. This is the only way they can learn from their errors. When we make mistakes, mistakes are to build us. Even as an adult, we make a lot of mistakes. In our choosing our friends, doing this, even in our cooking sometimes. You want to try something new. I love to create a lot of recipe. So sometimes it fails. Oh, this is what I pictured, but it didn't come out like that. So I don't get worried. I learned from it. I learned through the process. So also the children, they are not just, they are not disobeying. They want to do it, to see, and they will never do that again because they will get the point. Network. Oh, Adeyinka Alaseyori, my darling. Good to see you here. She said network. Sweetheart, can you hear me? Yes? She said network. Sweetheart, are you there? Let me know if the network is okay now on Instagram. I was not even looking at Instagram. Oh, tall sheet, thank you for joining. Adeyinka, if you're still there, God bless you. Wumi, thank you for being there. Madam Charity, if you are there, God bless you. Let me know if the network is good on Instagram. Okay, very good. All right, we're talking about issues that are challenging in parenting. I've spoken about our parent, our imagination and expectation. How to deal with the child we have, not the one we expected before birth. And I've spoken about, now I'm talking about allowing them to experience the natural consequences. Let them try. It's okay. Let them try. Don't put too much of a protective fence around them. That will not always allow them to learn. Your child wants to fall, you are there. Your child wants to do this, you are there. It's okay to fall. And even when they fall, don't pick them up anyhow. Encourage your child to stand up. These things are little, yes, but it goes a long way. Come on, sweetheart. You can do it. Stand up. That child is going to learn. And that is a natural consequence. You didn't push the child. But there is need for that child to fall, for the child to know how to walk better next time. Don't just put a fence. Don't just always rush to fix things for them. They won't learn that way. Even though it's our job as parents to help our children through difficult situations. But it's not our duty to bear their burden. We have to teach them how to bear their own burden. It's not our duty to always bear their burden. Please, if you have a question so far, let me know because I'm going to be rounding up. And this topic, by the grace of God, I'll finish it next week because of time. We have to guide them through difficult time, yes. We have to teach them how to do this thing. Yes, but we cannot bear their burden. They need to feel it, learn, and do the needful correction. And if there's something important that I've said today, that don't worry about the look you get. Another point that I forgot talking about that point is you have to, when you want to train your child that you have with you, you have to use the available things with the resources you have with you. You have to know how to plan and manage. For example, when my children were very young, when they were still like 4 months, my mom came around to help me out. And when they were less than 4 months, she left. And reality dawned on me that these are twins. And I was not ready to bring a stranger to the house. I was not ready to have a nanny or anything. So I said to myself, I'm going to do it. These twins, I'll raise them alone. Even though I went with my mom to the airport that day and I was coming back, I was just trying. I said, Holy Spirit, help me. What am I going to do? 2 babies. I couldn't drive. My husband was driving. I was just holding them. I couldn't even put them on the car seat that day. I just say, Holy Spirit, help me. What am I going to do? And I got home. I said, what am I going to do? The first thing I did was to turn my living room to a soft play area. At this point, I don't care how you look at me. If you want to come to my house, you have to follow the rules. And this is one thing we have to learn. Because sometimes we are too concerned about what people will say, how they are going to judge you, how you want people to be comfortable. So we have to do this first and forget about what you think your friends will say. All my living room, everywhere, soft play area, I moved a lot of things away, and I got a double stroller to move around the house. So when I'm going to the kitchen, we are going there together. Soft play. You can't come to my house and you have to take off your shoes. Because I have the hair, bug pool, I have the everywhere is, you cannot. You have to follow the rules because I don't have help. And I think this is a tip I should share. Because if I'm saying, somebody came now and I'm feeling uncomfortable, they are going to judge me. I did not look at anybody. I don't want to know how you feel. If you cannot understand me, it's okay. Try to get it or you don't come to my house at that moment. So this is an important thing that we need to learn, especially in our parenting. We cannot sacrifice our children because, oh, I can't talk. If I talk now, no, you have to talk. Anything that is going to affect your children is not in a rude way, but in a nice way. But if you have a friend that is having an issue with your explanation, they are not your friend. I want you to know that they are not your friend. Anybody that will not reason with you in your parenting journey while your children are little, they don't love you. Let them go. Let them go. And that is an important point that I omitted before. All right, I'm going to be rounding up now, and I'm going to finish this next week. I've spoken about allowing them to experience the natural consequences. Don't always step in for them. Let them bear their burden. Even though we can help them out, we can guide them through the journey, but they have to learn. They have to learn. You don't want them to cry. You don't want them to do this. It's not going to help them. It's not going to help anybody. It is not going to help. So any question, please? I am going to be rounding up. Any questions? Tiny, I cited there on Instagram. Ak Michael, thank you for joining me. Titi Loye Victor, thank you for joining me on Facebook. God bless you, Sister Umi. If you are still there, God bless you. And thank you for letting me know about the audio the other time. God bless you. Akinloye. Oh, engineer, thank you for joining me. If you are still there, God bless you. Daramola, thank you for joining me. And everyone and anyone that I cannot see on my screen, thank you. And on Instagram, thank you everybody for joining me. Tall shits. I don't want to murder that name. Thank you so much for joining me. Alashayori, if you are still there, God bless you. Thank you for joining me, my darling. All right, so we're going to continue next week. The children will feel pain. They will feel disappointed. This is a lovely point that I put down here. I want you to know as parents that our children will feel pain. They will feel disappointed. But it is a way of life. It is a way to go. Bro, I cited there. Ja. God bless you, darling. Darling brother. God bless you. All right. So it is a way to go. They're going to feel their pain. They're going to feel disappointed. We should not beat ourselves for that, except we don't want them to grow. See, a lot of people have played super mom, super dad, spoiling their children, spoiled brat. At the end of the day, they are going to use the rest of their life to cry. And the children they are spoiling will blame them. Mommy, you didn't train me well. This is your fault. So we should always think about these things. We should always think about their future. It is not about us. Not because you waited. Not because you did this. I always say this. I've seen somebody who waited for 24 years. And I don't think mommy is spoiling this girl. For some of us, we waited here and there, 6 years, 9 years and everything. But this is not a ticket for us to spoil those children. No. Because God has trusted them in our hands. They will feel disappointed, even from us. It's okay. It's a way of learning. They will feel the hurt. They will feel the pain. They will feel the natural consequence. It is okay. Together, try and error will make them learn. Don't forget, take reasonable risks. I'm not saying your child is going to pick up the knife and you're leaving it there. Oh, yes, sir, we should leave them. That's not what I'm saying. It must be reasonable. Especially when it's natural. It's nature. Maybe they're walking around or something. It's okay to face it. They will learn. They will learn. All right, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. So you can help them by talking about how to handle it. I said that before. How to handle the situation differently next time. Help them. Teach them coping strategies and techniques. Oh, okay, that's okay. Next time, if you don't do this, this will not happen. If you do like this, it's going to be of help. These are the things we can help them with. Not just guiding them and putting a fence around them, but teaching them the coping techniques, coping strategies, and they will learn. So next week, we finish this topic and... yes, I'll finish this topic next week. We should be able to finish. And I believe you have seen the flyer. If you have children between the age of 5 to 12 years, it is another Easter weekend with Miss Oye soon, April 7th and 8th. Please register your child. It is totally free. I'm not charging. If you are interested, if you are intentional and you are a believer, I don't see a reason why your child should miss this. If your child was there or your children were there last year, you're going to agree with me that it was a wonderful time. And this time around, it's coming bigger and better. So register now before registration is going to close. It's going to close. So far, we have quite a number of registration. And once we see that the number we are expecting is full, we are going to close the registration. So do well, register your child 5 years to 12 years. Register your child. Registration is free. The program is free. Friday and Saturday. All the information is on the flyer. I'm going to share it again. The registration link is there. And thank you so much for those who have shared. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your support. We are not taking it for granted. We see it as a blessing. So thank you so much. And please be there. Be there. As a parent, if you want to come, it's okay. You're totally welcome. I'm going to create a parent room also, and we're going to have a separate room for counseling, especially for the ones above 9 years. If they want to talk to me, and you want to be there also, but sometimes it's very difficult for them to talk in front of you. But if you, okay, don't let me say that. Don't worry. It's my job. All right. So register your child, and it's going to be a wonderful time. And thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you again next week while we round up this topic, challenges in parenting. So if you're seeing my face for the very first time, this little beautiful girl here is called Oyelayo. I am beautiful. Why are you looking at like, you don't know? Ask my husband. He's going to tell you that the wife is beautiful. All right. I'm just kidding. The jokes apart. Okay, my name is Oyelayo, and I am Oye for short. You can just call me Oye. I'm your parenting coach, and this is called the Parenting Essentials. It's coming to you live every Saturday evening from the Vision Guide. And last week we started the topic talking about challenges in parenting, and next week this topic is going to be rounded up. So be there. And if you have not seen from last week, go ahead, search video. It's going to be of help to you. I always say it's worth the time. It's never a waste of time. When we are intentional in our parenting, nothing about them is a waste of time. It will always pay off. All right, I'll see you next week, and God bless you. Don't forget that parenting must be intentional. It must be full of vision. And this vision must be carried jealously. What we have in our package is what is going to bless the world tomorrow. Our package is our children, our growing glory. If you raise them right, it means our package is going to be a good one. But if you do otherwise, we don't want a rotten package. We don't want a rotten package, God forbid. All right, thank you so much, everybody. As I love to come to your office and give you a hug, but it's not possible. However, I want to love you with the love of God. God bless you, and see you next week. Bye for now. Stay blessed.